thank everybody for coming out and spending your time with us and coming out. A special thanks to George Lopez and Maddie Johnson for coming out this morning just to give me these words, and I thank you guys so much. My Walk of Fame speech, as it is written. If anybody can do this, you can. These were the words that were said to me by a fellow comedian, Percy Cruz. I was a guy working at State Farm. I was just kind of hanging out in St. Louis, had graduated from college, and I was working an everyday job. And this was another guy who was a comedian, a friend of a friend, and he would borrow things that I would say. He would like the things that I would say. He was like, man, that's funny, can I use that? And then he was like, and he told me how much money he was making being a comedian. And he said to me one day, if anybody can do this, you can. And I was like, wow. You know, as a young boy, you know, I always had a passion to entertain. I always wanted to, you know, be on stage. I saw myself performing, singing, dancing. And a lot of times you don't know, you know, where your life passion, how to get there until somebody else affirms it for you. And that one little thing that he said to me opened up that burning sensation I had and allowed me to try take one chance to get on stage and allow me to be here to this day. So, long before the world came to know me as the chubby Denzel of comedy, everybody says it, I know, everybody says it. St. Louis, performing in the clubs, in the bars, in the backyards of my hometown, St. Louis was my proving ground. Oftentimes entertaining for people for no money, just, you know, they say we're gonna pay you some wings and some Hennessy. And all the comics know that, all the other comics know we often got paid in wings and Hennessy, you know. Way before Bitcoin or any of that, you know. And that was the place where I got started and started to, you know, believe I can do this. My earliest cheerleaders in the audience that really motivated me was my beautiful mother and my loving sister. We were always just a tight unit, and we shared a lot of love in our household where we would laugh at so many things. And my mother, who is no longer with us right now, man, she would be loving this moment right now. The pageantry of it, this day, these were the things that she lived for. She would love this. And I can feel her presence with us right now. I know she's here. I remember recalling the day when I actually realized I found my destiny, when I told my mother a joke that I had written, and we were standing in the kitchen of the house where I grew up in and was raised, and she laughed so hard she went to the ground. And it was wild to watch your mother laugh at something you thought of. And you know, at that moment I just realized that I don't never want to stop doing this. This is what I want to do in life. So then I told her I quit my job, and she immediately stopped laughing. But it was with that spirit, that motivation at that moment, I realized that I had found something that I was passionate about and wanted to do for the rest of my life. My younger sister, my biggest fan, my greatest advocate, promoter, publicist, all around, I got your backer. She believed in me always and always wanted me to win, and did whatever she had to do to ensure that, including moving out here when she got out of college to, you know, help support me to pay the bills and run my house and be security and publicist. She did it all. Thank you so much, Terri. I love you so much. Awesome. And my dad was here with me today, man. Big holler. So blessed to have you in the house. My father did such great and wonderful support for me all these years. My mother's brother, Uncle Melvin, is here. You see it right here, man. It's so smooth. Got a lot of my swagger from my handsome uncle. Stole that. You know, we had so many great family moments when you say, how do you become a comedian? Out of our family, we had so many people that were potential comedians. Yes. And one of my greatest is my cousin uncle, Big Eric Hubbard. And black people understand cousin uncle. That's a whole family thing. He acted my cousin, but really he my uncle. Y'all will figure it out later on when you look up the family tree. But he's one of my greatest influences. He was always a person that had a crowd of people around him, telling jokes, making people laugh. And as a little kid, you just would see that and be inspired by that energy that he had. And it's so unique now to also have his son my cousin nephew. Now see, they go. Now he my cousin, but he my nephew, little Eric, now working for me, and it's so awesome that he's out with me, touring, supporting, and growing. And I'm so happy to have you guys here today. You know, when you're on stage and you do stand up, you grab the mic, you realize it's a lonely place. It's you, the microphone, and that audience, and it takes a lot to trust that you have something that can make an audience laugh, or that you can make someone connect to an idea that you have in your head. And that space is very long, but like Magic said, or like George said, you don't get to this point in your career by doing it alone. I've had so many great people that's been partners of mine and work with me, and most of them are still with me from the very beginning, including my business partner, my brother, Eric Rohn. Got to shout out Rohn, man. Eric has been with me through all of the highs and the lows, from the late nights in East St. Louis, where I would be performing at literal holes in the wall, like literally. We would have to be at work the next day, barely making it, doing our jobs. And him at Monsanto, me at State Farm, trying to just keep this career going. And then it moved on to doing movies, television, films, commercials, receiving awards, performing for presidents. Not the latest one, but I'm glad, you know. And also, you know, even to the opportunity, still to this day, after being 30 years in this business, having the opportunity to be on one of the biggest networks in the land, CBS. Thank you guys for taking a bet on me. And encourage y'all to watch The Neighborhood. Premiered October 1st, 8 o'clock on Monday nights. Thank you guys so much. Thanks, Kelly. Thank you, Julie. Thank you, Peter, for being here. Jim Reynolds, want to shout out all the cast of The Neighborhood. Want to shout y'all out, and my partner Aaron Kaplan on this. Also, one of my great partners I got to thank is my childhood friend, Kelvin Bland. What's up, KP? KB, since junior high school, he's been my partner. And I call him my Swiss Army knife. KB can do anything, including actually holding a major airline plane up for me so I can make the flight one time. He just literally told the people, y'all gotta wait, say it coming. I was like, wow, that's dope right there. I couldn't have said that for you. I appreciate it. I gotta show love to my assistant, my executive assistant, Yasmin Coleman. Yasmin, thank you so much. She's always a major part of making sure my life, that with all its moving parts, are in sync and always going. And I thank you so much, and I appreciate you, cousin. Thank you. All right. To my publicist, Marla, I thank you so much, Marla Winston, who charges through all the accolades, all the challenges of this business, and she always does it proudly, waving the Cedric The Entertainer flag. Thank you so much, Marla. To my agent, Steve Smook at CAA, Josh and Brian. But me and Smook and Eric, we've been together from the very beginning of this. And for 20 years, Smook has been with me, you know, fighting those battles, making negotiations. We wanted a few agents that had to deal with mainly all black clients, so I say, Smook, you definitely deserve a Black Lives Matter t-shirt. I want to thank all my celebrity friends for coming out today. I appreciate you so much. Thank the Hollywood Chamber of Commerce for this opportunity to be here on the Walk of Fame. When you start your career in entertainment, you just, you know, you want someone to recognize you for your unique ability. You have dreams of winning Oscars and starring on stage and film. You also have this dream of one day receiving a star on the Walk of Fame. And you know, this road has not come easily, and it comes with a lot of uncertainty and constant travel, missed flights, bad hotels. But it also has really amazing highs and lows, great laughter with wonderful friends that you come to meet along the way. And eventually you make some money, you know? And eventually, I ain't even saying I made that yet, I'm still looking at the CBS people when I say that. And I say eventually I'll make some money. But none of this means a thing without, you know, having that personal love in your life. And I tell you, man, I've been really blessed to have one of the greatest loves, or a person who loves me, and one of the most amazing women that the world has to offer, my wife, Lorna. Thank you so much. Yeah, that's my real star right there, I really got a star. Thank you for making my life whole. Thank you for making my house a home. and making my life very easy and being such a wonderful blessing to our children. I got to shout out my daughter Tiara and my granddaughter Kylo, who at the last minute couldn't make it. It was a cancellation, and just really sad they're not here today. But you know, they're so amazing, and I know that they're sharing this experience. Also, one of my great comedy muses, my son, 17-year-old Croy. He's actually in China right now studying, and so he can't be here today. But that's my guy. We write so many jokes together, and he inspires me so much. But representing all my kids is my beautiful daughter, Lucky, right now. She's right here. Thank you, Face. Lucky's so amazing. She's so talented and special, and I'm just really happy to have you here today celebrating with me on this day. Again, so many wonderful people to thank. My good friend Steve Harvey, who couldn't be here today. Got to shout out Steve. The late Bernie Mac. The Kings of Comedy. My partner D.L. Hewley was also a member of the Kings of Comedy and the Comedy Get Down Tour. Robin Harris was the late comedian. Robin Harris was the comedian who inspired me the most. He's the guy who did it and performed in a way like a regular person. He was like an uncle or a cousin, and that's what I identified most when I started my journey of comedy. And I'm just really blessed to have had him come to be a part of my life and met him. To Terri J. Vaughn, who's here, my first TV wife, Lavita Alizé. Niecy Nash, thank you so much for being here. Wendy Raquel Robinson, thank you so much. My young gun is here, Lil Rell Howery. I want to shout out Lil Rell for him. One of the funniest young talents coming up in the game. Appreciate you coming out, brother. My mother-in-law, Yvette Wells, thank you. Richard Wells, thank you. My sister-in-law, Angie Wells, so amazing, thank you so much. All of my family, my aunts and cousins that are here. So much family love right here, and I'm so happy that everybody can be here sharing this day with me. And I do give God all the glory. I want to say to my mom, I miss you, and I know that you're here right now. And thank you guys for letting me get this start. Appreciate you so much.
Let's unveil that star. And the George and Magic Big Brother.